would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch. He'll be fine.
Buy our merch indeed. A child shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. All right, now we are up in the thick of it.
Yes,
we're in the
we're song
DJ
number 5?
Ben String song number 5. Song number 5. That's 5 for you
For the
Espanolally disinclined.
Up next, Shadow of Intent is the name of the band.
The name of the song is
Synchronicity.
Melancholy.
Shadow of Intent 2019 album Melancholy really got me to pay attention to this band. It was one of my top 3 albums released in 2019, despite not really liking deathcore metalcore. Our last 2 songs tonight are from that album.
Okay. So we're gonna back to back this song, so no commercial break.
Back to backs. I just
No
love hearing
commercial
2
break.
songs from a band at least, because then and back to back. So great.
See, I knew it. See, the pentagram stuff came around the 16th century. I knew it.
Interesting.
All right,
yeah,
Ben
once
Bear.
you said that, I was like, yeah.
Ben Bear. We have not done this song yet, so Ben
This is
Bear
new
is
to us.
introducing us. Melancholy is the name. Wait, is it the Dreaded Mystic?
No,
The
it
Dreaded
was
Mystic
called
Abyss.
Melancholy.
Okay, there it is. Gotcha. All right, guys, here we go. Shadow of Intent. smokes. Okay.
My word.
What's going on with you?
Ben always picks at least one song that becomes like very spiritual for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that was it. And it was so crazy because I think the older I get, the harder I feel like it is to like actually literally change my mind about something. Even if somebody gives me like some great information, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't really see it like that though. This song started and I mean, I started this song out at giving it a 4.
What?
Yeah.
Even with that crazy intro?
I was not really feeling the song and
wow.
the vocals and stuff. And then friggin' all of a sudden it took a drastic, and that part of the song that I was like, this part right here where they put like that like pretty stuff in there.
Yeah.
I cannot get over the other thing too is I never used to feel this way like this deeply, but I just cannot get over when you juxtapose that darkness with the light. It's just so.
Yeah.
I also think that I like it because it shows like internally like we're like angels and demons, you know what I mean? Like there's two sides of us, and depending on the day and depending on the circumstances, you don't know what you're gonna get. You know, like
what do you mean?
How I'm gonna handle a certain situation on one day is not how I'm gonna handle it the next day, because you know I'm not completely a balanced person. You know,
mm-hmm.
like sometimes something's gonna like really make me mad, and I'm gonna go to war over it, and then other times I might be like, granted. Is that what it was? That thing you guys were joking about? Granted. Wish granted.
Oh, renounce your wish?
Yeah, but I was doing the opposite.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, but when you listen to the music like that, it's like, it almost like it represents both sides of us. The beautiful side and like the dark side of us. And then it puts it together in like this song. I have no idea what we're talking about lyrically in the song. I couldn't, you know, understand it. I understand the lyrics were on the screen, but I just wanted to vibe with it.
Yeah, I just love the heavy shit, man. I just love, like, I also appreciate bands that I love, like, for example, the 70s band.
Yeah.
Blood Ceremony.
Yeah.
They're probably going to edge up to, like, one of my favorite in, like, I have a, like, weird band, so Ghost is in there. Like, they're probably going to be, like, one of my favorite bands, like, coming up. Just, like, the way that they do music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I love the concept of like it being 2023, but it authentically sounds like it came from the 70s.
You brought that up before, that you're so maybe this will, because remember when you were listening to that the homie from Diablo the Stars, and then like all of a sudden like your guitar playing took a switch and then had like a different thing to it.
It definitely.
So if you listen to a bunch of that, I'm sure that's going to alter your.
Yeah, I just think it's like a different, I don't even know how to like classify that as a genre where somebody's like doing a sound from a previous generation.
So funny, yeah.
I mean, in 10 years, like.
Because we don't call it a genre, we just say the year.
Yeah, right. In 10 years, I think like it would be the equivalent of a new metal band coming out in 10 years, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like.
That's true. Once it's passed, it just becomes the year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the 70s. That's the 80s music. That's
and
the 90s.
then the time period itself becomes the genre to a degree. Although, to your point, like 90s is way too broad. 90s what? 90s grunge, 90s metal, 90s rap.
It doesn't matter anymore. Now they're just calling that retro music.
Yeah. But like this band right here, then, like, and he was talking about some real deep shit too.
Yeah, let's
All right, so here we go. Deep inside the madness design, you rot. So somebody is stuck in madness, and it got designed, and this person's never getting out because you rot. Hear this foretelling of crepuscule doom most feral. So you've got a doom that you literally are not going to be able to escape from. Mm-hmm. It's like it's there.
Maybe it's in your mind.
It's already decreed. It's over for you. Like it's gonna happen, and it's feral. That means it's gonna be very violent, right? Oh. So this guy's in trouble. The desolation of a human, an incarnate disgrace. That's an interesting idea. That a human being is the incarnation. No, it's not that a human being is the incarnation of disgrace. It is that the human being is in an incarnate disgrace. That is interesting. So what you're saying, so what you're saying is that there is a difference between a human being and a human body. That's what you're saying. If you say the desolation of a human, and then you say an incarnate disgrace, you've just now made a distinction between a human and a body. And I'm with you, right? But what is that? Because incarnate means to take on physicality, right?
Yeah.
So we say the incarnation, Christmas happened, the incarnation, Jesus took on a physical body, so we say
Oh,
Christ incarnate. So when he's saying that human beings are incarnate, I agree. But what is surrounded by the meat suit? What part of my being is not this meat suit, and what part of my being is the meat suit? Because something had to be incarnated with a meat suit. That's what it means, right? So, like carne asada chicken, it's like carne, it means meat, right? So when we say incarnation, what you're saying is like the in-meatifying of a person. That's what's happening in like the most crass way possible.
Okay.
So it's like, cool, all right, cool. So then what part of me is inside of me that's being incarnated? My point is, we're so influenced by Christianity and Christian theology that even when we're like, on the other side of the world and not trying to talk about God at all, it's still there. Obliterate proceeds their fatal function. Disease, devastation is the antidote. Chanting for the anathema of a grand dolor. It sounded like he said color, though.
What is that other? Is that even a word? D-O-L-O-R?
Dolor?
Yeah.
I think it is. But I think color is probably more relevant. Carne asada is steak, not chicken. Yep. Right. But the prefix carne means meat. So when we're talking about incarnation, that's what we're talking about. So what I'm trying to say is, because when Christians say that Jesus incarnated, what we're saying is that the divine logos took on physical flesh. But if you say human is an incarnation, then what is it in me that is taking on flesh? So that's like a real thing for me.
That word D-O-L-O-R, it means something about great distress. I didn't catch it. A state of great sorrow or distress.
Sad story.
What happened to the lyrics?
It's a sad story. Well, you changed it when you did that. Okay, so this guy's in bad shape, man. He's in a lot of bad shape. He's in real bad shape.
Yeah.
So he's not happy, but he's in the edge of madness. And in madness, you really can't escape that shit. That's what I'm saying, because he was saying that he's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So, dishonoring fathers through the shedding of blood, environ the influence rising through all, into the mouth of the maelstrom. Dishonoring fathers through the shedding of blood. Well, how can shedding of blood dishonor your father, except that you're killing his sons? So that's probably a way to speak of a civil war.
I was going to say,
dishonoring fathers through the shedding of blood. Environ the influence rising through all into the mouth of the maelstrom. So you're just going to let the society around you convince you, and the circumstances convince you to take up arms against somebody that your father doesn't want dead. I mean, falling into oblivion, it shall envelop all. They begin collapsing downward through the obscure, godless chasm, plummeting an infinite depth inside the mind, deep inside the madness design, looking outward, awaiting their death. So this like descent is not a physical, corporeal descent. It's his mind. He's going crazy.
That's what I was at. Didn't I say it at the very beginning? Deep inside the madness. I was like, is he talking about the mind? Then it says, behold, knowledge of life and power. That was not what they found. They did not choose to survive. A reason couldn't be found. It took their lives. Falling into oblivion, it shall envelop all, engulfed by fire and cast to the flame. Pure melancholy. Falling into oblivion, it shall envelop all, engulfed by fire and cast to the flame. Pure melancholy.
Yeah. Behold!
Wow.
Knowledge of life and power. That's not what they found. They didn't choose to survive. A reason couldn't be found. You couldn't find a reason to live after they discovered at the end of their quest that they didn't find any life, power, or any knowledge. And so because of that, it became, they didn't see any reason to live after that. Which is true. If you take that away from a person, knowledge of life and power, and specifically knowledge of the purpose of life and the proper use of power, That's what human beings need knowledge about. You need knowledge about the purpose of your life. Why are you here? And all of us have certain degrees of power, influence, physically, financially, spiritually, whatever.
Right.
And we all have to make decisions on what is the proper use of that power in relation to the knowledge of the purpose of life, because both of those things work together. But if you don't have anything above you that can tell you what those things are, then yeah, of course, the only logical, rational response to that is simply despair. That's the only way. So this song makes a lot of sense to me. And this is what happens when you cut yourself off from your creator. Like that's all there is for you. Yeah, but sonically, I don't really know, because somebody was talking about grindcore, and then there's another genre called metalcore. I don't know what the core in these genres is. Like, I know what hardcore is, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's somebody's like, oh yeah, that group's a core band. So I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
I'm figuring that Middle or Ian is gonna
let us know.
Now everybody wants carnitas.
Yeah, I know. I got hungry too.
Everybody wants that shit. It's 11:59. I think I gotta order Papa John's or something like that. Yeah, I really like this song, man. I feel like, almost sonically speaking, this is probably the favorite song of the night for me. That middle part was just hard as hell. What do you get this song? 9.5?
Well, I mean, for me, when I was experiencing the song, like I said about the light and darkness aspects of it, so like lyrically, when you broke it down, I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. That's it. I'm gonna give this one. So this one started at a 4, and it landed at a 10 for me. I loved it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it shockingly changed for me. Like it was a 4, and I was like, that's too bad. Sorry, Ben, but that's where it's at. And then all of a sudden it was like, and then I was in a totally different spot with it, and I was like, I freaking love this song.
Sadie.
It was really great. Bye, Sadie.
Okay, so core is relative to the vocal style. Hal said hardcore is what you don't do or watch if you're a Christian. No, it's true. Like, they'll do the straight edge thing and all that, and it's like, we don't do this, we don't do that. Core is from hardcore, metalcore, deathcore, grindcore are hybrid genres of metal and hardcore. Yeah, right. But what does core mean, though? I like the thing about the vocal style. That makes sense. Yeah, the chunky guitars on this song was incredible, and it wasn't like.
No, he's asking if you liked it more than remember the Ninth Realm song?
No.
It had the chunky part.
Absolutely not.
This one to me wasn't chunky like that. This one was different.
No, My Chunk Another Song is my favorite song. 9.5. What'd you give it?
I gave it a 10.
All right, guys.